What up, YouTube? My name is Cheryce. Welcome to Reese TV. Glad that you're here. And welcome to another episode of Makeup News, where I do my makeup as I give the news. And so, without further ado, let's get started. So, today I have karate. But before karate, I have work. So, this is one of those instances of if you had to kick butt after you were in the office. I am only going to do my eyes, which we all know is my greatest skill. Okay. Because it just really doesn't make sense to do foundation because the foundation gets on the gi and the gi is white. Ew. So let's talk about the hate around Oprah Winfrey, because I was checking the Twitterverse and all of a sudden Oprah Winfrey was being hated on, and I was like, what is going on? Surprise Pikachu face all the way around. So I kept on searching and searching down the Twitterverse, and then I found out that it had something to do with Taraji's comments about pay for Black women in Hollywood. If you want to know what I'm doing, I'm gonna try out this new thing, maybe not really new at all, that I saw on Facebook, where this is weird. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and start first with white paint. Why I'm doing my makeup like this is because I want to wear orange on my eyes, and I want it to be bright, and I want it to be vibrant. And I saw this video on Facebook where this person did a very light, vibrant look, and they started with a white base. It was just amazing. Like, I really thought that makeup like this makeup wasn't going to look very vibrant on my skin anyway. And I saw this Black girl do a vibrant makeup and she used white as the base. I'm like, oh, okay, so that's how you do it. So that's what I'm doing. Any case, apparently Taraji made some comments about how Black women aren't paid as much in Hollywood as their white counterparts. More so, she was putting more emphasis on white men. And in her comments, she mentioned Brad Pitt. I don't think that this is a very good comparison to say Brad Pitt. Like, for instance, if I were to say Taraji P. Henson, most people would not know her. Not by name. She is not a household name. Not compared to Brad Pitt. Now, she compared her paycheck to Brad Pitt's in Benjamin Button. Now, when she mentioned Benjamin Button, I was like, what? You were in Benjamin Button? Like, I didn't even know. Like, when I think of Benjamin Button, I literally only think about Brad Pitt. I know there were other people in Benjamin Button, but they don't come to mind. And I was surprised, Pikachu face, that even Kate Blanchett was even in it. Like, what? Oh yeah, she was the opposite to Brad Pitt. I didn't really know Kate Blanchett until Lord of the Rings. That's when she became relevant to me. So now that I have that on my face, let's go with the orange. Here's hoping it looks good. I'm so scared. Oh, okay. I am just going to dab it because I don't trust it. So I don't think that it was a very good comparison to say Brad Pitt, because I knew Brad Pitt from Interview of the Vampire. Like, Brad Pitt is just that really, really, really cute guy. I mean, when Shania Twain mentioned Brad Pitt, I knew who she meant. Yeah, it was just kind of weird for her to mention Brad Pitt because she's not as big of a name as Brad Pitt. I think that it would have been better for her to mention Hidden Figures because she headlined Hidden Figures. And anybody who she came in second in Hidden Figures, that, in my opinion, is a better argument about Black women and pay in Hollywood. Is it too much? Like, I'm still trying to look like I'm still about to go to work, but we'll just gonna have to see how this looks later on when everything comes together. So I literally did try to look into how much everybody was paid. However, Google is not giving a straightforward answer. Like, they're giving net worth of everybody on Hidden Figures, but they're not saying how much people were paid on Hidden Figures. Like, that figure is hidden. But if somebody can find that information, that will be much better for her argument. But anyway, let's go back to how Oprah fits into this. Oprah is the executive producer of The Color Purple. And Taraji said that she almost walked away from acting. Well, let me say her verbatim. So verbatim, Taraji says, "I'm really getting tired of Black women having the same story. It's breaking my heart. 20 plus years in the game, it breaks my heart. Every time you achieve something really incredible, it's almost like the industry looks at it like a fluke. Like, that was some one-time thing. So you fall back to the bottom and you go to negotiate and fight tooth and nail to get what you made the last time. Where's my raise? I haven't seen a raise in my income since Proud Mary, and almost had to walk away from Color Purple," she said. So she said Color Purple, and then people automatically thought, ooh, Oprah is blackballing her. Not in the context of what I'm seeing what she said. I mean, maybe I'm not reading it correctly. Like, if she says, "I almost walked away from The Color Purple because I was not paid my worth," then I would see what people are talking about. But she never said that. She never said that Oprah Winfrey didn't pay her as much as her worth. It sounds like something that had to deal with Proud Mary more so than The Color Purple. Like, Proud Mary, it was released back in 2018. So from my understanding, it sounds like whatever happened in Proud Mary almost stopped her from doing The Color Purple. That's how I'm translating it. So let's finish my eyes. I'm probably not going to do all of that. That's all above my eyes. Like, you can't barely see the orange because of my skin color. So maybe it's just an orange thing. Maybe it's just really, really hard to see orange on my skin. To be fair, the person who did the video, she did a whole rainbow on her face. So maybe because of the rest of the colors, you saw that she had orange. But in my opinion, you can barely even see the orange from the rest of my skin. But anyway, so another part of my thinking as to why she wasn't talking about Oprah Winfrey or The Color Purple is because she gave Oprah Winfrey praise afterwards. Now, of course, this could mean that she realized what her words did on Twitter, and she's like, oh, crap, I'm biting the hand that fed me, and so let me go ahead and lick that hand right quick. But I just really don't think that she actually meant Oprah Winfrey in her comments. She just meant overall women aren't paid enough. Now, I did see in my search films that are produced and or led by minorities, they don't get as much of a budget as their white counterparts. So that is what I found. So it's not something that is just a Black woman thing, but it is definitely a Black thing that needs to be explored more. Now, the going thing in which Taraji actually mentions is that the main reason why Black-led films or Black-produced films don't get as much money is because we don't translate well around the world. It is a very true statement. I constantly hear about that when it comes to China. So yeah, unfortunately, there are certain markets that don't care for Black people. This is something that needs to be fixed because there are some really, really, really good Black actors out there. Now, because of this news from Taraji, the conversation that Monique was trying to have came back up. It's really not as vibrant as I wanted it to be. So, what are we gonna do? So, if you don't know about the whole Monique thing, I'm just seeing if I could. Let's try that again. Now, if you don't know Monique is a comedian, and her comments about unfair payment was around the disparity of how she's not getting paid as much as Dave Chappelle. Now, if I had to tell you who Monique is, and you already knew Dave Chappelle, that's the reason why, in my opinion, Monique was not paid as much as Dave Chappelle. You know Dave Chappelle. You don't know Monique. Monique basically rose to fame on a show called Moesha. Then there was a spinoff called The Parkers, which starred her and her on-screen daughter. And even then, her and her on-screen daughter were talking mess, saying that the only reason why people watched Moesha was because of them, which it wasn't. I watched Moesha for Brandy, not them. I did not relate to them. They were that ghetto friend. I am not the ghetto friend. My upbringing was closer to Moesha than Kim. So it was kind of weird for them to say, I think it was just mainly Kim, or the Kim character. I don't know her real name. But it was her who was saying, oh, well, the reason why they come to Moesha is because of me. Like, no, chick, we don't come because of you. Nice try, though. But yeah, basically, Monique is saying the same thing. To say that she should be paid just as much as Dave Chappelle was laughable. And it's almost the same as Taraji saying that she should be paid just as much as Brad Pitt. It's like, your name is not a household name, not like Brad Pitt. But I do see that there is a disparity between Black actors and white actors, Black women and white men. I see that, but comparing yourself to Brad Pitt, no, I don't see that. Not at all. And if you're a comedian, comparing yourself to Dave Chappelle, no, just no. Especially if people have to think about who you are. Like, if somebody were to come to me and say, ooh, I love Taraji, I would be like, who? And they would need to explain to me who Taraji is. They'll say, oh yeah, she played on Empire. Oh, Taraji, I know her, but I don't know her by name. I know her from Hustle and Flow. I know her from Empire, which she is basically playing the same character. I know her from Baby Boy. You see the connection? A lot of ghetto, not necessarily my thing. However, Hidden Figures, that was my thing. But even if I were to talk about her, even though knowing that she is from Hidden Figures, the first thing that will come to my head is Hustle and Flow. If I were to explain to somebody who she is, I would say, oh, well, she's from Hustle and Flow, but you might also know her from Hidden Figures. And then we'll be like, oh, I know who Taraji is, right? So it's just not a fair comparison. However, I believe it is a good subject to explore. And it is something that other Black actresses have talked about, like Viola Davis, right? Everybody knows her now from How to Get Away with Murder. In fact, that's when I knew her. However, even she gave a very unfair comparison. She compared herself to Cate Blanchett. Now, like I said, I knew her from How to Get Away with Murder. I do know that she was in The Help. And Cate Blanchett, I first knew her from Lord of the Rings. And then after Lord of the Rings, it was like, oh, that's Cate Blanchett from Lord of the Rings. You get what I'm saying? Like, the comparison is kind of weird because Lord of the Rings is a worldwide phenomenon. It is something that is beloved worldwide. So to compare yourself to Cate Blanchett and that you need to get the same money as Cate Blanchett, I don't know. I can't get on that same boat. But I did find out that Cate Blanchett was the highest paid actor on Lord of the Rings, which kind of goes against the narrative that women, period, get paid less than men. After her, the highest paid actor was Ian being Gandalf. He got paid 60 million from what I gather. She got paid 90 million, or somewhere between 80 and 90 million. So it actually makes me want to study her more to see as to how the heck did somebody negotiate that much money for her when we actually see Gandalf more than we see her. But anyway, I think I am as done as I'm going to be. I'm kind of disappointed because it's not as vibrant as I wanted it to look. But you know what? I want to do my eyes a little bit more. I want it to be more, oops, you know what? I forgot to do my mascara. Let me do my eyes a little bit more. Now, it could be where Cate Blanchett lives and where Ian lives. So Ian is from England and Cate Blanchett is from Australia. Of course, it could be also argued that Cate Blanchett had more travel to do than Ian, because Ian is closer to where they filmed Lord of the Rings as opposed to Cate. But not for a $20 to $30 million difference. But maybe it's just better management. But anyway, long story short, when it comes back to the hate surrounding Oprah, I think that had to do with, number one, misunderstanding. I see the reason why people thought that it had something to do with Oprah, only because Taraji mentioned the color purple, and people know that Oprah is the executive producer of The Color Purple, but that is not what she said. And it's weird that the Twitterverse didn't attack the people over Proud Mary, because that is really what Taraji was saying. It was Proud Mary that almost made her not want to go for The Color Purple. I am fluffing the heck out of these eyelashes. However, it does show how much people dislike Oprah. And it's kind of sad. In the same time period that Jonathan Majors was convicted and you saw the hate around Jonathan Majors, and it makes me sad, but it goes back to what they say about Black people. We are literally just crabs in a barrel. We really don't like seeing each other succeed, which is horrible. But it's like, here you have Oprah Winfrey, and you know Oprah Winfrey for just giving away stuff, but does it really say something about the Black community, or does that say something about people in general? Because people don't like Jeff Bezos, people don't like Elon Musk, people don't like Bill Gates. They're always trying to find reasons to hate these people who have a lot of money. And not to say that there's not anything about it that's not warranted. It just seems like the common denominator between all of them is just money. And people wish that these rich people would share a little bit more. I understand that thinking. I do wish that there was more sharing involved. Like, I have student loans. I would love that to disappear. And I really do feel like these really rich people could definitely help out with student loans. Now, does that sound very selfish? Yeah, because I'm among people who have a student loan because I was sold the promise that I can pay off my student loans after college because I'm going to immediately get a job. And that wasn't the case. Like, I did get a job, but that job was at Macaroni Grill, which, if you don't know of Macaroni Grill, maybe you know of Olive Garden. That is not going to pay off student loans. Not if I want to live right? So, am I an advocate for us as Americans getting rid of paying for education and getting rid of student loans? Yes, because a lot of us, if not all of us, got into student loans with the promise that we will be able to immediately pay it back with the job that we would get right out of college. That was a lie. And the thing is, the people who actually do all the paperwork for these loans, they know better. That's what kills me, is that these people see people all the time and they give this promise all the time. And they know the statistics. They know that they themselves are trying to pay off their student loans. So it's just really unfair for us to consistently go down this road, go in this circle of, hey, you can go to college using student loans and you could pay off the student loans with the education that you received from college. No, you can, yes, but the likeliness of doing that is very small. Like, there are people I know who are like 70 years old who are just now paying off their student loans. What sense does that make? They went to college when they were in their 20s, but they're just now paying off their student loans when they're 70. Come on, America. Let's do better. Okay, so I went off rambling, as I normally do. Tell me, what do you think about all that we covered? I really would like to hear your thoughts, but until next time, I will catch you later. Goodbye. Goodbye, 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 goodbye.